So guys, I thought today we would do a little bit of a different video, and as we slowly start getting into autumn, I really wanted to do a cozy little coffee chat Q&A type video. So grab yourself a little hot drink, maybe even a little snack, and let's just have a chat. So hey guys, it's Becky and thank you so much for clicking on this video today and joining me, spending some time with me. Hello if you're new, what a video to start on, or you learn a lot about me. But I am Becky and I mainly do plus size fashion along with beauty and lifestyle content. If that sounds like your cup of tea, then definitely hit that big red subscribe button down below. And of course the bell so you can be notified whenever I upload. That is every Tuesday and Thursday. So I asked you guys for some questions over on my Instagram at BeccaWren. Thanks so much to everyone that has asked me a question. I'll try and get around to answering them all. I film on my phone. This is always the downfall of Q&As. I film on my phone, therefore I can't read the questions. I have to remember them in my noggin, and sometimes that can be a little bit tricky. Before we get into the Q&A, here's a paid partnership in collaboration with BetterHelp. Life can be so up and down, throwing things at you that gets in your way and interferes with your happiness. Whether you have a clinical mental health issue like depression or anxiety, or you're simply human that's going through a tough patch, therapy can give you the tools to approach life in a different way. And that's why I'm excited to talk to you about BetterHelp. Taking the first steps to find a therapist is really hard. That's why BetterHelp is on a mission to make therapy accessible. It's all online and remote, and you just have to answer a few simple questions for BetterHelp to partner you with a credentialed therapist in just a few days. It's super easy to sign up and get matches to a therapist. Just visit betterhelp.com/BeckyReynolds and the link is in my description box. You'll also get 10% off your first month, meaning that you can really connect with your therapist and make sure BetterHelp is the right thing for you. Because finding a therapist is a little bit like dating. Sometimes your first therapist won't be right for you, and that's fine, and you can change your therapist super easily, completely free of charge. We all have moments when we're struggling, but you don't need to go through it alone. Consider online therapy with BetterHelp and start your journey to better mental health by clicking the link in the description box or visiting betterhelp.com/BeckyReynolds. Thanks again to BetterHelp for supporting my channel. So I've got a delicious chai tea latte that I'm going to be sipping. It's absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if my autumn haul has, I don't know which way I've uploaded the video. So if you're interested to find out more about this chai tea, definitely go and watch that video. It's so good and caffeine free. It's perfect. I love a hot drink at night. But sometimes like I don't want obviously a coffee because I struggle to fall asleep. So I absolutely love that chai tea. So I've had a couple of questions asking how I am, which is really nice. I'm definitely like in a good place at the moment. This year's been a bit of a tricky one. At the beginning of the year was a little bit hard. Obviously like not knowing job wise. And then I've just had some like things in my life change, like with friends that at the time it was like really hard. I'm not going to go like too much into it because like it is like quite personal and there's like other people involved, but there has been like a lot of changes that were like really hard. And yeah, when you're going through it at the time, it's really tough. I hate it when YouTubers are so vague, and I feel like I'm being that person right now, but just, you know, just kind of putting you guys in the picture. Yeah, it was like probably like 3 or 4 months ago now, when this was all going on, and yeah, it was kind of unpleasant, but also had been a long time coming, I think, as well. So it's just hard, you know. Friendships are a difficult thing, especially when they've been long friendships that you've had since you were a child. You change as a person, you all change, and your situations change, and also you learn yourself like what you find acceptable now as an adult. I think when you're a child and a teenager, you don't realise what is a right thing to do with a friend and what is wrong, and you know what you put up with. And now I'm an adult, I know my worth, and I know how I want to be treated, and if people aren't treating me that way, I need to stop wasting my energy. And you know, if they don't value me the same way, like, bye. So it's been a tough few months, but obviously I have some great other friends that have really been there for me and have been like so supportive, and yeah, big shout out to them. You know, it's hard when you're an adult, because like I feel we already have like so few friends to like say goodbye to some of them, and you're like, whoa, I've got no friends. But I have you know, a really small but really strong group of friends, and I've also been making some really lovely new friends at work. So life is definitely on the up. I'm coming into my favourite season, coming into autumn, which is just my favourite thing. I've got a really big holiday coming up, which we've been planning. I'm going to Las Vegas. So I've got that to look forward to, Christmas to look forward to, and work's going really well. So yeah, right now I'm really good. Life is incredibly hectic at the moment, working on an incredibly big project at work. So I feel like my house is taking a bit of a hit. I really want to one weekend just sort my house out, which I think will be next weekend. It's incredibly hard to balance YouTube, work, having a long distance relationship, and also just finding time for myself as well. Just balancing all that. Like everyone, we've all got so many things to balance, so many plates that are spinning. So yeah, that I want to spend a little bit more time. Like, is it homesteading? But yeah, I'm in a good season of life. I'm in a happy space at the moment. So thank you for asking how I am. That was an incredibly long answer. Another question I had was a favourite book. Now, I haven't been doing that much reading recently. As I said, life's just been crazy. However, I have just picked up a book that I kind of want to give a shout out to, and it's called Takeaway. My friend Han, I recently did a video with her, recommended it to me. So Han she's Filipino. She is part of the ESEA community, Southeast and Southeast Asian community. And I love learning about her culture. I find it so interesting, but she always reminds me that, you know, Filipino is just such a small part of ESEA culture. And I think it's so important for us to learn and explore as many cultures as possible. So Takeaway is about a Chinese family that had a small Chinese takeaway in a town in Wales. So I have bought the book. I just need to start reading it. But it's got incredible reviews, and I feel like we all have and have a local takeaway growing up. I know we had one in the village that I grew up that was owned by a Chinese family. But it's also just about like the happy memories, but also the bad ones, and the things that her family went through, and like racism and stuff like that they had to kind of overcome. And it just seems like such an interesting story, a kind of viewpoint of British life that I haven't learnt enough about. So I'm really excited to read that. I will link that down below if you fancy buying it. But it's got great reviews, so I'm really excited to start reading it. And I know my mum is desperate to get her hands on my copy once I finish it. Apparently it's also got some Chinese takeaway recipes in there, so I'm hoping there's like a sweet and sour or like a salt and pepper chili recipe that I can try. But yeah, I'm really excited to start reading that book. Let me show you one book that I've been reading. It's an incredibly popular book on TikTok, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, by Gabrielle Zelvin. I have got up probably like a quarter of the way through. It's a book, this is not a romance, but it's about love, so it's about friendship. It's an interesting book. It's about I think friends that are really into like coding and making a game together. To say it's not a romance, I'm struggling to believe with where it's going, but it is a good book, and it's nice to have a friendship story, because I think so many stories, especially ones that are kind of like aimed at female readers, do tend to fall into the love category. So yeah, it's a really good book, and I think it's now out in paperback. That was like an airport exclusive paperback, because I really wanted it, but a hardback on plane is heavy. So yeah, I got that at the airport. So really, that's a good book I'm reading, but I'm more excited about the takeaway book. So another person has asked about my clothing hauls and if I keep everything from my clothing haul videos. So I'm really lucky to work with some amazing brands that gift me items. I work with Yours Clothing a lot, and for the most part, I tend, when I'm gifted clothes, I definitely tend to make sure there'll be clothes that I actually will want to wear. Like, I always go with the intention of picking stuff that I will like and that I know I will get good wear out of. However, when I do place the orders myself, it's difficult, because when I first started doing hauls, I was keeping a hell of a lot more than I keep now, just because I now have accumulated so many clothes through gifted opportunities, or just simply buying them myself. So it's difficult, because I feel like the more clothes you have, the more picky I do become. And also now I own a house, which I didn't when I started YouTube. I do have a different perspective on money. I think that's a big thing now. Like, I don't want to buy as much clothes, because I know I now have a house, and I also don't know what's coming around the corner. I've got more, you know, just conscious of like how much money I was spending on clothing before I had like an investment, you know, something that I need to kind of like consider future wise. So as for like what I keep, I tend to, well, everything I order is because I want to try it. I don't go in with the idea of like, oh, I'm just trying it for the sake of trying it. Like, I want to actually see if it looks good on me. I think though I have become more fussy because I have so many clothes. So I don't keep as much. Normally like 1 or 2 pieces from a haul, but I'm also not going to force myself to keep stuff if I don't like anything. I also, you know, try my best to like make sure the clothes I'm returning are completely saleable. Like, I don't want to be the reason why something can't be resold. I make sure everything's folded really nicely, packaged back up really nicely, so when anything does get returned, it's kept in like a, you know, they can literally just like resell it straight away. I don't know what brands do with returned clothes. I can't imagine they throw it all away, because prior to YouTube, I would do big clothing orders, and I'd probably order like 6 dresses for one event and then send 5 of them back. And I can't imagine they'd be throwing 5 dresses. It's just not economically, doesn't make sense economically whatsoever. So I can't imagine they're throwing returns away if they're just being returned because the person, it didn't fit them or they didn't like it. So obviously I don't know the behind the scenes. There's a lot of like rumors, speculation. I can't imagine the stuff I returned to ASOS would get thrown away. It's in perfect condition. So honestly, it depends on the haul and if I like anything. But obviously I don't keep everything. And as for gifted stuff, I tend to like keep it, but if I haven't worn it within that season, I normally pass it on. My mum is on Vinted. She sells my clothes. I used to sell my own clothes, but my life just gets in the way. So I just give all my clothes to my mum, and then, you know, it's like pocket money for my mum. So she just, yeah, she makes what she can out of that, and she treats herself, which works out perfect for me because I don't get inundated with clothes and she gets to have a little side hustle. So I'll put her Vinted down below. Another question, favourite skincare at the moment. I'm trying a lot of skincare and I'm not loving too much. I've been really into my Korean SPFs that I was gifted from YesStyle. I'm really into them. They're just really good. You don't get any white cast. They're 50 factor 50s, and some of them are a little bit more luminous than others, but I've been really enjoying the matte ones just because I've been getting so sweaty in the summer. But yeah, I've been absolutely loving the SPFs. I'll leave the video down below if you want to take a look at it. But I've just been trialing a lot of skincare. I don't have, the thing is, I am quite lucky. Like, I don't have too many like problemos with my skin. I am quite dry, but not really dry. My biggest issue is hormonal spots, and you can't do anything about hormonal spots apart from treat them when they appear. I'm very lucky that I don't have just like spots for no reason. All of my spots are hormonal and they are all here. I occasionally get a couple on my hairline. I'm pretty sure that's just because of like oil with my hair, but they're not like that painful. I always get spots just here. This is like always, I think it's probably because I sleep there. But apart from that, I'm just trying to like do a bit of preventative, but at the end of the day, aging is aging. Like, it is what it is. I'm never going to get Botox. I'm never going to get filler. So I'm just doing my best. The next question's a pretty big one. Like, what are my goals? And I had to think about this because I feel like obviously buying a house before I'm 30, I feel like buying a house is such an achievement nowadays that I'm kind of thinking more like, what is my goal now? Because I know for so many people around my age that is saving for a house and buying a house or a flat or whatever, that is a lot of like my friends' goals. And it's a really hard one because life is so expensive as it is. To try and save for a deposit, it's just so hard. It's incredibly hard. So I feel like I've achieved something really big quite early on, and I'm really proud of that. So outside of like my house, I don't really know also like what the future holds with my house. I love my house. I don't really want to move, but I also know that there are other things at play going on, which I'll probably get to in a bit. But I'm quite a career girly. I love my job, and it's going really well. We've got an ad that's going to be coming out for Christmas, which I'll probably like share with you guys that I actually made it, because I guess you guys would be really interested. So that's going to be super exciting. I think a goal for me would to be like to win an industry award. Advertising does have some big award opportunities, competitions, but they're incredibly hard to win. You're in competition with the world. So it would be really nice to eventually win one. They're very much down to luck and like what agency you're. If you're at a bigger agency with a bit more kind of like pull, sometimes they're easier to win. But yeah, they're really hard to win. And I have learnt myself, like, the award, like not having an award isn't like the end of the world, and you can still be good at your job. You can still be a good creative even if you haven't won an award. But a goal is to win one eventually. So that is a goal of mine. I am a career girly. I'm not really into like, I'm not wanting a family. I know that shocks people. I know people say I'll change my mind, but I really can't see myself changing my mind. I would like a pet one day, but obviously with long distance, that's not something that is possible right now. But a cat or a dog is definitely in my future at some point. It's a small goal, but it's a goal that is very achievable. And yeah, maybe one day, like getting a bigger house. I would like to get a new car, maybe in a couple of years' time. I don't want to do finance though. I want to buy it outright. So there's lots of things at play. But they're all quite small goals because I feel like I've achieved quite a big goal already. So yeah, I think I'm kind of like focusing a little bit on my career at the moment, which I don't mind. I love my job. So yeah, that's my goals. And then of course, me and JP, my boyfriend, always do get brought up with these. Do we plan to live together? Like ideally, if we could. It's just incredibly complicated, guys. And I'm not going to go into it too much because, there's not much to say, but there's lots to say at the same time. It's incredibly difficult to move someone into this country now we've left the EU. Just saying it how it is. We're now one of the hardest countries to gain residency in the world. And of course, some people think that benefits by keeping some certain people out, but it also means that people like me who have long distance relationships with people from other countries like suffer. So we talk about like living together. Like he loves London, so I think we would potentially be like half in London, half here. I don't know. We're just kind of chatting about things. We do kind of like live together when I visit him, because I do visit him for like quite a reasonable amount of time, like 1 week or 2 weeks every month. And like when we see each other, like we see each other. It's not like if you're living together and like you can go out and do like he likes to go to the gym, but obviously when I visit he doesn't go to the gym because I've gone all the way there to see him. So we're with each other like 24/7. So we kind of do like live together, and I'm the first person that he's ever lived with outside of his parents. We do have kind of like our own routine when we're with each other. Like I do the cooking, he does the washing up most of the time. And like I do the laundry and he does the bins. So it works out quite well. Like we've already kind of got our own little routines. So yeah, but just being honest, like it is incredibly difficult situation we're in with just getting him back in the country. So I don't know. And I don't really want to talk about it too much, just because like it's just the bane of my life, to be honest. So that's the situation. Not much more left to say on that one. So someone asked if I could only shop from one shop, what would it be? This is a tricky one. I feel like it would probably be ASOS, just for the sheer amount of brands they have. And like obviously you can get, it's kind of cheating because you can get River Island, you can get Yours, you can get Simply Be all on ASOS, so you're kind of cheating. But I do feel like they often pick kind of weird stuff from the other brands. But I feel like you can get everything on ASOS, from like you're going out kind of trendy dresses to workwear to underwear, swimwear. Like you really can get it all on ASOS, but we just have that high expectation of them because they used to be killing the game a few years ago. And I feel like, well, I think we all feel like, because I get so many comments from you guys saying the similar thing, like we don't know if we're just getting older or they have like changed a bit. So I would say ASOS purely for range. However, like style-wise, River Island has got... I am a maximalist when it comes to clothes. You very rarely see me in just like a plain top. I love prints, I love patterns, I love colour. But I also love some of the kind of like neutral stuff that River Island do too. I just like River Island, so ASOS for practicality, River Island for style. I couldn't pick one, could I? And then I had another question about, do I get opportunity to kind of talk to brand about their range? I have actually spoken to River Island. I was invited to do kind of like an interview with them. I think it was just like any customer. It wasn't just like they reached out to me personally. That was really fun though, because I felt like I was being heard, and I could like just tell her everything. And it was great because I get so much feedback from you guys, and I could say that to the researcher, because I let her know that I do like plus size fashion, like influencing. So she kind of took that on board, because I said like, you know, I have a lot of the things that I'm saying are coming from a lot of my viewers as well. So that was more, I think, about though, like making the plus size range maybe more accessible, more easier to find, but I got to kind of speak on lots of things, so that was amazing. Yours, I go through an agent with yours, with gifting, so I don't really have that much of an opportunity to talk to them directly. Obviously you can like message them on Instagram, but you know, when they say, oh yeah, we'll let our team know, I don't know where that goes. So yeah, I think because in the grand scheme of influencers, I'm a very, very small fish. I'm what the industry would call a micro influencer, verging on small, I think, when I hit 20,000. So I'm very, very small, which I love, you know, I love my little gang, and I love like so many of you like always watch my videos. So I love the fact while I have a maybe small following, it's a mighty following, a very strong, passionate following. So I think brands, they might not be too interested in what I have to say, but that's fine. So I guess a goal in terms of YouTube, like obviously I'd like to get to 20. I think by the end of the year, I think that's doable. Maybe, I think I've got about 750 to go. I will say though, YouTube has been very, very slow recently for me, and some of my friends that I've spoken to. I don't know if it's the platform dying or whether it was just summer, but yeah, it's just the growth has been slow, which when you are putting a lot of time and effort into videos, it's incredibly frustrating. But I'm hoping to get to 20 by the end of the year. That would be a really nice way to finish the year. I guess a dream would be to kind of collab with a brand, even if it's just like a capsule collection or an edit where I can just like pull some of my favorite pieces together and like do something like that, to work with a brand in that respect, because I have so many ideas that I would love to create and make. Yeah, I would love to do that, but I think we're a long way from there, but maybe one day. So that is going to be, I think, the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Would you like me to do another kind of Q&A? I barely drank my drink. I need to drink more of it. Too busy talking and it's gone cold, of course it's gone cold. If you enjoyed this video, let me know if you'd like me to do another one down below, and if you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, give this video a big thumbs up, and let me know down below in the comments if you've got any other comments or suggestions. Let me know, and of course I'll see you all very soon. Bye.